Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. So as I sit here this morning, messages are just woohoo. And I'm getting ready for some appointments and I'm hearing, everybody needs to know that everything they are is all they need. Everything they are is all they need. Everything I am is all I need. I kind of know that, which is why I've never been drawn to tools outside of me. Even though programming will tell me what's what. Like, for example, crystals, stones, those kinds of things. I don't buy them based on what the book is saying about them. I will buy them based on what my attraction is to something. And let's just say there could be 5 of something in front of me. One particular one will call me. And then I'll just hold on to it and decide, is this actually coming home with me or what? Or I'll just keep my eye on it if I'm not allowed to touch. I have collected stones and crystals for decades. And sometimes I go in and look up them in a book. But in the last 5 or 6 years, I couldn't tell you what stone was what. It's literally not in my memory banks. That was an intentional thing back in 2017, if you know that story. So everything I approach is with newness. So it has to be something I'm attracted to. Just like dream catchers. I don't go and buy dream catchers because I think they're catching my dreams and protecting me. I might be attracted to a certain type of dream catcher and think, you know what, that's going to look kind of cool in a certain part of my room. And sometimes I may get home and I go, you know what, this is going to stay in a box for a little bit because I'm really not sure what to do with it. And then it may turn around that time goes by and it may say, remember that dream catcher or that stone or whatever you bought? That's a gift. Okay. And then we do that. So the stones I have here on my windowsill, they're not there on my windowsill to protect me from anything getting in. It's because I have no space to put it. And they were small enough, so I just put them on my windowsill. And I can look over and go, I have no freaking clue what you are and what you stand for. But I can hold it and I can feel the energy of it. And I can ask for its original source, divine creator energy from what it is. And then I may get some memory flashes of what it is, not based on a book. All right. So it's like this is Moldavite. And a friend makes jewelry. Happened to have a couple pieces. I'd never even seen it. And I said, yeah, sure, pick me out one. But guess what? I wear this only because sometimes it just looks good with what I'm wearing. Not because it's protecting me against the elements of what might get in. Right? Oh my God. And half the time, I can't even remember what the name of the stone is. And that happens with a couple pieces of jewelry that I have. That happens with the stones and tools that are around me. They may just be because I thought it was pretty freaking cool. And I was attracted to it for that, whatever that time frame is. And I know I'm fully, completely aligned with divine creator, so there isn't anything that can come into my field that's going to create me harm. And if it has a hint of fluttering my nervous system, I check in and ask, what is this about? And I may tap into a different energetics of it instead of assuming that it's fear. So I allow all the information to filter in and out. Why? because it goes back to fortifying, strengthening my anchoring of the light, my transmitter, so that I can be the best listener and beacon of light, because it goes out, comes back in, goes out, comes back in. It's bringing in information. It brings it in through my physical sensories. It brings it in through my energetic sensories. So the more I play with this and the less I've ever allowed tools to come into my world, the more in tune I become. Because for whatever reason, I came into this lifetime needing to hone in and skill those parts of my powers, right? And I just had a discussion with someone who's very good at toning and very good at creating and is very interested in sound, right? I do love to hear it, but is it high on my scale of performing? No, it's not, because I came into this earth plane with a vocal cord abnormality. So certain sound frequencies, my vocal cords won't reach. So even as a child, not even knowing what this was, I knew that I was going within, and everything was hands-on energetics. And it was the movement of the energy in this way, which is why I became a massage therapist, which is why I do multiple different healings through my hands and the energetics without tools and without this, right? Perhaps in another lifetime, I was really, really good at this, and maybe not as good at this. So this lifetime, it's saying, hey, we want you to do more of this and work from this way. And maybe perhaps this other person I'm having a conversation with is like, no, we want you to work more on this, and creating sound bowl healing and the frequency of that and mimicking that sound. Now, it's interesting because when I do hear certain sounds, occasionally I am called to like make it, and sometimes I have to clear the cobwebs out. But I wasn't born with a singing voice, and so I didn't really do well in choirs or in groups of singing because I felt like I was off key. So understand that every tool you need is within this physical avatar, which encompasses your energetics, because it is the energetics first and then the physical that is in the middle as the conduit. It's the meat of it all, and it's where it houses the spirit. It's where the soul communicates with the spirit through the physical self. So every thought you bring in can create. Every sight you put in and put out can create. Everything you hear, inner, outer, you can create. We already know what the pie hole can do. It can build somebody up, take somebody down. So it's the same thing with all the other sensories that we have. So maybe find which sensory seems to be more cohesive. And perhaps that is the one that you take a little bit of time and you begin to work with. And then maybe you may bounce over to another sensory and work with it. We all know when you take the eyes out of it, the external hearing becomes higher alert, which becomes higher alert to the internal hearing of the inner body. We know when we turn the lights out and we're trying to use our physical eyes, everything looks different. And the nervous system can go up and little fear can be created, right? We turn the lights on, then we can see where everything is. We can identify with it. Then it takes the nervous system down on low key. So playing with these different sensories is helping you understand that every tool you need is here. You don't need predictions. You don't need to worry if you're channeling another being, because God forbid, you don't know what the heck you're channeling, and neither do a lot of these other people out there. You don't even know where the predictions are coming from, and if they're coming from a higher group or not. You don't know. But if anything is creating any trepidation of fear, you need to disconnect from it, align the nervous system, strengthen and fortify and anchor so that you are a better perceptor and receiver and transmitter, so you're getting better answers that give you more solidifying, closer to what is real and true based on how it is that you're filtering the energies. And then you all become one. I'm telling you, you become one solid energetic frequency filtration system. And then you may look at all these other tools and go, nah, I got right here. Because if I was out in the wilderness and I had no cards and no pendulum and no stones and no this, that, or the other, and you're like, no, you want to know it's all here. No matter where you are in the world, everywhere you go, there you are. And you can create everywhere you are from within here. And everything else is just maybe something you're attracted to that you like. For the longest time, I did not wear jewelry at all. And I still don't wear a lot. But every once in a while, I'll put on some beads or I'll put on a necklace. I always love my earrings. I'm an earring person. I get drawn to them wherever I go. So begin to just really find what is bringing you into a happier homeostasis within yourself. Understand maybe the old habits and patterns of you no longer serve you. And don't worry about what everybody in your family and relationships think about your changes. Don't worry about it. Other people don't like you to change because it may mess up their relationship with you. So that's why they may give you their opinions, judgments, and resistance to it. Expect that. But if you're a really strong anchor of just this, I want to explore. I want to find out what brings the happiness tick. And then let me exude that. Oh, what other people think they think. Doesn't matter. It's what I think. That I create. That I know of thyself. All right? So like, subscribe, and share this video. Stop right now and leave me a comment. I love them. I really, truly do, and I do my very best to answer them all. I love each and every one of you. Just breathe that in and know you've got this. And you are everything and more. Let's tap into that. And if you want some help, get a session with me. Get on your roll here. Yeah, it's that simple. Okay? So much love.